What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Unhinged Talk. As usual, I'm your host, Pat Chansey, joined today by the man, Sean Petrucci, with a fresh haircut. How are we doing today, Sean?
Doing great. It's good to be back.
Dude, it's been a while. I think it's been like, what, a few months, a few days? I don't know. But we have a really fun topic to talk about today. Marwin friggin' Gonzalez emerged out of basically nowhere in Yankee spring training camp. Bro, he's taken the Yankees by storm. I would say he's probably like the biggest name to talk about so far out of this spring. I feel like every spring training, there's always like that one guy who kind of bursts out of nowhere, right? And just kind of makes a name for himself. Finds a way to work his way onto the Yankees bench, which hopefully Marwin Gonzalez does, because I think he'd be an awesome fit. Before we break that all down, listen, everyone, be sure if you're buying any tickets to any Yankee games, concerts, if you're a Mets fan, maybe Mets games, I don't know. They seem like they have a pretty good team going on. Use code Unhinged NY for how much off, Sean? 20 big ones. You get 20 big dollars off your first SeatGeek purchase. So be sure to go do that. Yeah, support this channel. So do it. $20 off. Why wouldn't you want $20 off? Like, actually,
I would. I
I
would.
can't think of a reason why I wouldn't. So go do it. But back to Marwin Gonzalez. So yeah, kind of prefaced it by saying, like the Yankees signed him. I think minor league contract, but it
Yeah.
was it was it was a very low key move. Like when we found out the Yankees signed Marwin Gonzalez, it was kind of like okay. Last couple seasons he's been pretty bad between like the
Really
Twins and the
bad.
Red Sox and going back to the Astros. Hasn't been good. Like not the Marwin Gonzalez of like the cheating Astros days. But so far this spring he's dominating. Handful of home runs, batting like over 300. Granted, very small sample size, but still, I think the key with Marwin Gonzalez, and kind of like why the whole title of this video, the whole topic that we got going on, is that he could be a huge part of the Yankees season, is because of the versatility that he provides. Like, let's not forget the Yankees had Tyler Wade. He was their versatility off the bench. He's gone. The Yankees dealt him to the Angels, right? Or I think they released him. They released him, and then he went to the Angels. I don't know. He's on the Angels, regardless. That's the bottom line here. But I think Marwin Gonzalez fills that role and could possibly be even better because of his bat, right?
I think he's definitely going to be better than Tyler Wade. Like 100% because like you said the bat, but also like the only thing we love about Tyler Wade is his defense and his speed, but we have LeCastro for the speed off the bench. So you don't
Yeah.
even really need Tyler Wade.
Yeah. I mean, overall, it's like you look at like the overall picture of Marwin Gonzalez, like what is there not to like? Sure, the argument could be made. It's like, oh, it's another Jay Bruce scenario where he's just gonna like pop off in spring training and then do nothing in the regular season. Maybe that's a possibility as to what's
It
gonna
could.
happen.
Yeah.
Or you look at the glass half full kind of thing. You look at Marwin Gonzalez as being like the X factor for the Yankees this season, bro. Switch hitter, plays just about every single position on the field, bro. If we need him to pitch, maybe he could pitch. But
He
I
has
think that
before.
like not only that, but like if we look at like my own personal agenda here, right? Because we all have a personal agenda in life. Marwin Gonzalez kind of like spells the end of Brett Gardner, essentially, right? I mean that's the way I'm kind of looking at it. Like if Marwin Gonzalez wasn't this good in spring, I think that it's very possible we would have seen Brett Gardner back. Very possible.
Maybe, maybe it's possible, but like we said, it's like Marwin is kind of taking the spot of Wade, and then I would say LeCastro is taking the spot of Gardner. And I know LeCastro was here last year, but it was very brief. But I
Yeah,
think like that's kind of the route they're going. But still, I think we could
fair.
definitely say for sure that Brett Gardner is gone.
No, yeah.
I'd
So
be
here's my
shocked.
this is my biggest fear. Dude, I don't want this to turn into like a Brett Gardner video.
Yeah,
We might get that one day. We
always
might get
does.
it.
It always does.
But like my biggest fear is like an outfielder going down in like the middle of May, and then oh, here comes Brett signing a 1-year deal. Like, no, dude, let Marwin have his chance to shine. Let LeCastro have his chance to shine. Let Florial have his chance to
I was just
shine.
about to say that.
Even if there is an injury, bro, there's so many other options, and I think that's why like you look at the Yankees bench, and I think the Yankees bench is something that I was really concerned about when they dealt Velasquez, when they dealt Wade, right? When they promoted Higgy to now being the starting catcher after trading Sanchez, really concerned about the Yankees bench depth. But now that I'm looking at it, and to start the season, they're probably only going to go with what, like 3 guys off the bench and carry some
Probably
more
three.
pitchers. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at the Yankees bench to start the season, and I'm fairly confident with it. We're looking at, I guess, a combination of like Higgy. I mean, not Higgy. The who's
Trevino.
Trevino. Um, Marwin Gonzalez. I'm really expecting him to make the bench. And LeCastro, right? And then probably like whichever out of like DJ or Glaber or Donaldson
So it would be
isn't playing
four.
that day. So 4. That's
Yeah.
what I'm like expecting the Yankees bench to be right now. I think that that's pretty damn good, especially when you consider the fact that Marwin Gonzalez, like I said before, plays just about every position on the field, including the outfield.
I think it's honestly hearing you explain it with with words. It's like this is the kind of the perfect bench. You got
Yeah.
speed, you got versatility, you got defense, you got Glaber, Donaldson, DJ, whoever's on the fourth person on the bench. Like it's because like, when you look at a bench, you're not looking at like like these guys can match the baseball. If they could, they'd be starting. So like
Yeah.
this is like the ideal bench that we could possibly have, and hopefully they don't have to play too much. Obviously, like they're great. We love them, but we don't want to see Marwin Gonzalez playing 120 games a season.
Yeah, but like
So
even if he does, like I wouldn't be pissed off. Like maybe it all depends
I
on his
would be.
production, sure. But like I'd rather see Marwin Gonzalez play 120 games than Rougned Odor.
That's very true. Yeah, that's
Granted,
another
the
thing too. You look at
production
our bench
is
last year. It's like this is like night and day.
yeah. No, 100%. You looked at the Yankees bench like the beginning of last season. What was it like? Mike Ford, Mike Talkman, Clint Frazier, Miguel
Higgy.
Andujar,
Ooh, yeah.
Higgy. Bro, the Yankees bench just wasn't anything of substance. So now I'm looking at it, and I'm looking at a guy like Marwin Gonzalez that we've been waiting for. Like, this is what the Yankees have needed for a long time. I don't know if like you were on the same boat as me, but I think it was after the 2017 season or 2018. I don't know. Marwin Gonzalez was a free agent. I wanted the Yankees to make a run to him.
Yeah.
I thought he would have been like the perfect fit. Thankfully, they didn't go after him back then. But I think now it's a perfect fit. If anybody in the comments like begs to differ, please let me know. But the way I'm looking at it, I'm excited. I don't know if you could tell, like in the way I'm just talking about him,
Look at your
but
shirt.
the emergence of Marwin this spring, this might be like a stretch, Sean, has made me more excited than any other player on the Yankees.
Kyle Higashioka.
Just no, because like we already knew that he was going to be the starting catcher regardless of how he did this spring. And granted, there's like a lot of guys on the Yankees who are performing really well this spring. But Marwin's the one that stands out the most because I think that he's the only one out of all those guys who we didn't expect to go into the spring, well, to leave spring earning a roster spot.
That's fair. That's a fair point. Yeah, like you said, when we saw they were signed to a minor league deal, it's like, oh great, we got the wrong
Yeah.
2017 Astro.
Yeah.
Basically, it was the first reaction for everybody. But now it's like, okay, then we'll let it marinate for a little bit. And like, okay, this was a good move.
Yeah. And like, granted, like, dude, this video could age terribly, bro. This could be like the Derek Dietrich part 2 video in the
Man,
sense of like where I'm hyping up this like mediocre guy kind of and saying that he's like the saving grace of the Yankees. And I end up being dead wrong. Like, that's possible, bro. Marwin Gonzalez might not even make the opening day roster, which would be a disgrace, but it's possible at this point. Like, nothing's ever like solidified in Major League Baseball. So, I mean, at the end of the day, all we could do is kind of hope that Marwin does well. And produces. But at the end of the day, dude, we just got to see what he does on the field. But like kind of like rounding this all up here, I have high hopes for Marwin. I think that he's kind of like the perfect guy for the Yankees bench at this point. And I think that's it. All right, everybody. Thank you for stopping by. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications for more. I promise I'm going live before and after. Well, not before. That was last year. I'm going live after just about every Yankees game this season. Don't hold me to it, but I'm going to try my best. I promise. Kind of. Listen, also SeatGeek code Unhinged NY at checkout. Save $20 off your first purchase. Who doesn't love money off? Who doesn't?
I do.
I'm an extreme couponer. I go to the supermarket and I on triple coupon
Only
day.
buy things on sale.
I make them pay me for my loaf of bread. That's what happens. So listen, appreciate you all for stopping by. I'll see you guys all next time. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay safe. Peace.
See ya.